Okay, so all right. Okay, let's start it off. All right, here we go. A full intro. Here it comes. Get ready for it. Let's go to one. Let's go to music again. This is my friend's band out of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's the Rockstead Band. If you guys don't know about them, you should, and now you do. The Rockstead Band out of Cincinnati, Ohio, guys. That's right. Okay. Turn it down a little bit. That's right. Okay. Well, here we are. This is the Cannabis Evangelist Network. I'm your host, cousin Nikolai, and we're here with our guest, Drew Kups, from none other than the legendary Michigan Glass Project, guys. Action. Okay, it's official. I have to do that over anyways. Make sure they heard me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so, all right. Thank you, cousin, for showing up. It's great.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you. Oops, don't worry about that. Everything's okay in background. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've known of you and your project, the Michigan Glass Project, for quite some time. And we meet at the Hetty in the Clouds Festival, right?
Great time.
That was a most excellent time. You come stumbling up to the T-Dog, the artist tent, and yeah, that was great. It was impromptu meeting of sorts, and yeah, we talked about you coming on the show. We talked about wait for it.
Oh, he's got surprises.
Yeah, I brought the show and tell. We've talked about the Smoked Volume 1
Yeah, this is a good one.
and the Smoked Volume 2, guys. Do you know about this? Well, you should, and now you will. That's right. So you could probably tell me more than I know. I just do a little Google search when I was learning about this thing they call Hetty Glass from Michael Fang, and I pop along, or these pop up, Smoke Volume 1 and Smoke Volume 2. And I'll tell you what, I got lucky with one of them. There's price tag here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Look at this was selling for $2.29, cousin.
What?
I didn't get it for that, but I thought whoever got it for that and then sold it to me on this e-commerce site, they got lucky because I must have spent at least $30, $40. But then I got the hardcover.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so there's so many artists, and I know you're familiar with quite a few of them.
Oh yeah, I probably met most of them, if not all of them.
Well, you have quite a history yourself, don't you? Do you not? And why don't we just segue right into that? Let me do it again, guys. If you do not know, well, you should, and now you will. This is Drew Kups of Urban Pheasant Glass here in Michigan and the Michigan Glass Project, guys. And if you do not know, I said you should, and now you will, because I'm going to let him tell you himself. And once again, if you're tuning into Instagram on Drew's channel, hi, I'm cousin Nikolai, and you should really be going to my YouTube channel because you'll get full production value of studio, like the behind-the-scenes camera. And because if you're watching on cousin Nikolai, you can't even see Drew. Pop your head over here, cousin. Like you're like gotta get way out. You see how it crops you out?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
It's not working, and plus it's delayed. So you guys should really go to YouTube and get full production value studio. That way you can tell me everything's a-okay. But anyhow, yeah, Drew comes with a big resume, if you will, from the glass. And I know you're born here in Michigan. We talked about it. You're from Marine City area. And isn't that where like Algonac, right? That's where the Chris Craft boats, or legendary Chris Craft boats, were you made and produced, all that. But and then I know you made your way out west to work with one of the some of the legends there, the Snodgrass, right? And,
well, I bought my first tools from Bob.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was just a little kid.
Just a little kid. That's great. Well, let me just let you take over from there, cousin. And so you started here in Michigan, and where did it go from there? How did you get into the glass and the cannabis? All of it. Start it off and tell us how it goes.
Oh man. So my name is Drew Kups. I go by Bull Pusher on the Instagram.
That's right.
How I got into glass and smoking weed? Well, I kind of fell into smoking in college. You know, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you want to hit this?" And we were smoking out of a 2-liter with an aluminum foil bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was like back in the early 90s before, pipes were really a big thing. And I got really baked and I liked it. And so from there on, I considered myself a stoner. And then with the glass, we all moved. my friends and I moved out west. We moved to Eugene, Oregon,
Oh,
and
yes.
one of my roommates, Doug Zolbert, he was working for Chris Shave, who owned uh, Jaw Creations, which was a bong making label, and they were shipping bongs all over the world at the time. And it was before there was glass blowers everywhere. You know, there was maybe 150 glass blowers in Eugene and across North America at the time.
Give us a date, like year-wise. What are we
Oh,
talking? These like
yeah,
90s,
it's 90s,
mid 90s.
mid 90s. Yeah,
Okay,
I think we got to Eugene in maybe 95.
okay.
And there's this Saturday market in Eugene, which is full of vegetables and art vendors, and that's where Bob would set up when that's where I fell in love with glass.
You
And,
would see him there out.
yep, I'd see him there, and Doug had shown me a Chillum in maybe 1993 or four that Brett Odette had made. That was the first like heady glass pipe I'd ever seen, and it really mystified me. And then later on, when we moved to Eugene and we met Bob, it just kind of all made sense. And we were living in this large kind of communal house. We had some people who had moved in who were glass blowers, and they set up a studio in our basement. And we kind of watched them. They never really let us ride. But eventually they moved out, and that's when Doug and I built benches in the basement and started blowing glass ourselves. And this was probably 1996, 97.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very nice.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot going on back then.
No, no, there's very few, right? There's very, what would you say, like subculture or very small numbers of people doing it. I know that when I first saw my first glass pipes, it was probably had to be early 90s somewhere, coming to visit cousins over on the coast of West out there, California, in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and a big hand pipe. And it must have come from one of those Dead shows, Grateful Dead shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Berkeley and San Francisco is just not too far from the mountains there. And yeah, it was something else. It was so easy to clean. That was what I remember is like when you get all the caked up resin, it was so easy to clean. And anyhow,
You
I
you you.
smoked a lot of resin back then.
Oh,
Oh, can you believe that? That's how hardcore stoner I was.
yeah, we do shots of bong water
Oh
in
no, I
college.
know
Yeah,
a guy that did that.
that was gross.
Yeah, we would all smoke, and yeah, he must got a lot of attention from drinking that. Stupid kids.
So you brought up
Sorry, I really got off track there. Yeah. Anyhow, go on. But so you're in Eugene, Oregon. You're picking up pieces from that Bob Snodgrass, legendary. You guys don't know, you should. Is out there vending at this point,
hmm
and this is definitely way before I'm Operation Pipe Dreams,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
this was a good 10 years before
yeah,
that. And you brought up a very important point. Like our glass pipe culture is distinctly tied to the Grateful Dead culture, or
yeah.
that's where it was born. Bob, he would tour the country with the Dead and sell glass pipes in the parking lot, and it really created something very special for us to attach ourselves to attach our identity to. Like here we are, young, ambitious, artistic. We love music. We love psychedelics. We love smoking weed, and it just fell into our laps like this
Mm,
this golden egg. Like, wow, we can actually do this.
mm,
And like once we got past the step of like being intimidated by trying to do it ourselves, it all kind of came together.
mm-hmm. Yeah, especially culminating with the Dead and traveling around, it just built momentum. It was it even almost Grateful Dead was almost getting mainstream at one point, right? With his last songs and that. Yeah,
I
and
think Touch of Grey was their only
y-
Billboard hit.
right, that was the one, right,
Mm-hmm.
in the '90s, right? There and yeah, that was a great song. Yeah, we don't hear that enough on it. You hear too much Bob Seger and not enough Jerry Garcia on the radio. Not that I don't like Mr. Seeger, but yeah,
That's just the way it is.
it is, especially here in the Mitten State of the Great Lakes. They really love Mr. Seeger, no doubt, and Kid Rock, Eminem, all the greats from Detroit. Anyhow, so you stay there, and tell me how it went to the Urban Pheasant Glass. So you're out there for quite a while, and you
Mm-hmm.
make your way back here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had an uncle who was terminally ill, and my parents had asked. It was all kind of working out. You know, the house crashed. Everybody was leaving. My uncle got sick. My parents asked me to come back, and you know, I came back to Marine City and lived at home and helped take my uncle to appointments and stuff. And then I eventually found my way into a shop in Ann Arbor with a bunch of guys. And there's guys I met there that are still some of my best friends. And this was like a small collective studio, and it gave us you know, kind of an idea what it was like to work together. You know, and it was the first time I had worked with you know, a half dozen guys in a studio situation, and that really moved forward into you know, moving back to Marine City, and then eventually to Detroit, and eventually to the Russell Industrial Center. And my buddy Paco, he had a spot at the Russell. It was ginormous. It was like 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, and he would host poker games there, like high stakes poker games. That was his thing. And he had the space. That's all he used it for. And he was trying to get into blowing glass. So he invited us all to come, and we set up a studio, and then from there, we just started to gain momentum. You know, this was probably circa 2001, and it was, you know, a half dozen of us, you know, working together. And eventually, you know, as time went on, we got a new studio. We got more studio mates. You know, Allison, Pete, Jesse Knott, Chris Hubbs, and Jordan Conacher. They all joined, and that was kind of the beginning of Urban Pheasant. You know, we didn't have a name for it.
Let me just pull this up to you.
Sure.
Real quick. There you go.
We didn't have a name for it, but we knew it was something special. Like, we'd all vend together, we'd all party together, we'd go to festivals together, and kind of like unite our front. And you know, out there in the wild world, it's best to have friends around.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So we'd posse up and roll out to festivals like 30, 40 deep and vend. And then we started picking up other artists from Detroit, like our friends at Optimal who do Detroit Hustles Harder. They joined the party.
Yes.
And then before you know it, we're like 40, 50 deep. And then we eventually started to think maybe we should host a show or a party. And then fast forward to 2000 and maybe 8, 9, I got an invitation to come out to the Colorado Project in Denver.
Oh, yes, the Colorado Project.
And that was started by Studio Anonymous, our friend Blade, Adam Graffis, Corrine Winters, and a handful of other Colorado artists. And they did the thing, and it was amazing. They built a large group project and sold a bunch of glass, had a gallery show, donated to a food bank, and it just planted a seed for me. Like, I'm like, damn, we have a crew like this. We have a space like this. We can totally do this. And you know, just like blowing glass, it took getting over it initially, the doing of it. You know, once you start doing something, it becomes natural and it all falls into place. You know, it's that first step you need to take.
Right. You don't get hung up at the obstacles. You just meet them at every turn. You know, if you look too far ahead, there's a turn you think you won't make it past, but you just keep going ahead, and it seems to work out. Right. The road straightens out, as they say.
Yeah. And then, you know, around 2010, Studio Anonymous came to Detroit, and he was working for a large glass manufacturer distributor. And he was like, "Hey, you should think about hosting a project here." And we're like, "Oh, what? I've been to your show. I love it. We should do that." So, you know, we took it to the team. Everybody was up for it, and we started building our first project in 90 days.
Wow.
From idea to start a show, 90 days. And Blade had told us, you don't want to overcomplicate this. You just want to go head first. You guys are good at throwing parties. Just throw a party with some glass, sell a little bit, and find something to benefit. And at that time, the Belle Isle Aquarium was empty, and they needed some financing. So we helped kickstart the redevelopment of the Belle Isle Aquarium. We went through Vance Patrick, and that really proved to us. That was like a proof of concept. You know, I think we raised $10,000 or $14,000 for our first show, and that was a lot of money for us. You know, just to pull out of thin air, out of the ether in 90 days, right?
That's a fair amount, cousin.
And you know, with that first step, then our team grew once again to not only us, but all of our local glass blowing friends, all of our artist friends. And I really feel like our strength lies in grassroots growing, right? We grow by involving everybody we can find around us who has any kind of interest in doing what we do. And then we ask them to share what we're doing. And that's our demographic. It's just everyone who has an interest.
It's an excellent concept and idea, cousin, because where are we now? How many years from that idea and conception?
Wow, we're 11 shows, 13 years, and $561,000 later.
$500,000 raised by a bunch of stoners blowing glass. And it's going to a great cause, the Art the Road Foundation, which real quick, check this one out for the, you guys should really be going to YouTube right now because I'm going to show Cousin Drew a little bit about the studio right now. We're going to go to switcher number 4. We're going to go to this and we're going to lay the overlay. So right now there's, oops, let me go to this one. Excuse me. We need to go to this, the Michigan Glass Project. So there we are. Bam. There it is. The Michigan Glass Project. This is taking place June 21st, 22nd, 23rd here, guys. It's coming up, and it's a great cause because it's raising money for a true artist, for the mission here, the Art Road beneficiary. So rather than me read through it like that over you, Drew, so tell us about this and your connection with our fellow cousin here.
Man, Art Road does the heavy lifting for us. We build it, the artist, we build it, the artists kill it, and then we sell all this glass and benefit Art Road. And what they do is they bring elementary art programs to area schools that don't have teachers, don't have supplies, don't have curriculum, and they set up and give kids art class. And to us, that's like really the first mover. You know, the first point of contact with creativity is in your childhood, and that gives you your toolbox. You know, and what we're hoping happens is we give these kids a chance to explore their toolbox and come up with some critical thinking skills that they'll use later in life to maybe better their position. You know.
I tell you what, who doesn't like art class in school after having to sit at the desk and do all the hard stuff? You guys remember when you're a kid and you just get to pull out all these different colors. Come on, look at these kids. They're so happy.
It's such a good day in the classroom.
It's the best. Art, ceramic. I remember I had things like this wood shop. So it made you want to try so many different things. And tell me about our friend here. What is her name again?
Oh, Megan.
Yes, Megan.
Now, Megan, she directs the live art portion, like the 2-dimensional and painting aspect of the show. We not only blow glass, but we have 60 live painters coming out to do demonstrations throughout the weekend. All their work will be available for sale at the show or after the show, and it is really a spectacle of creativity. You know, like we have like all these people painting outside. We're going to be building a large community mosaic out of glass, like like a 12-foot by 12-foot panel.
Wow.
We're going to be doing hands-on tie-dye, and that's like kind of the direction we're trying to take the show. We're trying to do some new things. We're trying to incorporate more hands-on, more educational. Like we're going to eventually do glass blowing classes for intermediate glass blowers, because we have all these all-stars out here who have these crazy techs, and they can share them with us. So the direction of the show is it's going to be more hands-on and more educational. And then in addition to benefiting Art Road, we're looking at creating a foundation that benefits kids in a way that can help them later in life by creating a scholarship for vocational training, or we're exploring these ideas, but potentially we'd like to put kids into job training so that they have the economic stability to be artists.
Mm.
Like all of our friends who do art do other things. They're electricians, they're carpenters,
Right.
they're mechanics.
Right.
They have skills.
Right.
And it allows them to be artistic in their life outside of work.
Yeah, that's important. The arts is a hard road to generate income for yourself consistently. So you must definitely have a backup plan to help yourself for sure, especially in this day and age. But benefits like yours are really bringing notoriety, attention to what's needed here, especially here in Detroit. This is a one-off. This is a special thing. You don't You don't see too many artists doing this in the cities and that. I tell you what.
Well, we'd like to see more of it, and we'd like to encourage other people to do it. And if you're an artist and you'd like to join us, we encourage you to.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
so tell me, how do they get involved? What do we have here, cousin?
so at
Let's go back to this.
the address www.themichiganglassproject.com, you can find all the information for our event.
MichiganGlassProject.com. Right
Most
here.
importantly, if you're out there listening and you've got some time to share with us, please come and volunteer with us. You can find that application on the website. We do all of our artist invites, or our guest lists and such, far before the show, and we have a call for art in January, February. And that's when people can submit their portfolio for us to review, and then we go through them and pick the artists that we feel represent us best.
Oh, nice. And so, how many artists are approximately going to be there?
Let's see. There's 50, 60 live painters, probably another 60, 70 glass blowers demonstrating. We have the mosaic artist. We're doing hands-on tie-dye.
Oh man.
I mean, and then not to mention all the glass artists that come from all over just to be there.
Right.
So I would say several thousand.
So it'll be in the parking lot, in the quad, in the parking lot, or are you having it there, or is it inside the building?
Pardon?
Is the event taking place inside the building, or
at the exhibition hall.
In the big. Oh, okay.
It's we have a 70,000 square foot exhibition hall with another, say, 60,000 square feet of space out back. We set up a large stage. We have the motet coming. We have Honeycomb. He played at the Big Cloud. He's playing Friday night doing his beatbox thing.
Oh, right.
We have Pajamas, which is a local jam band out of Ann Arbor, and then we have Ma Baker as well. And on top of that, we'll have programming in the art house all day with local entertainment.
Oh, nice. This is going to be a most excellent event, guys. If you do not know about the Russell, you guys should. You should come on down. This is going to take place again June 21st, 2nd, and 23rd, guys. Glass Music and Arts Festival. This is going to be great, guys. You'll see your cousin Nikolai there, no doubt. Hopefully, I won't have to stand in line like all the commoners. Wink, wink. I get special VIP access.
Oh, boy. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's
How's
digging.
that? I didn't bring you over by accident. I don't want to have to stand in line, especially if it was like when what did they have at the Russell? That was a real mess. The High Time, some sort of cannabis cup there. When it first. Oh,
we don't want to talk about that.
No, boy, that was something else.
Mm-hmm. But you bring up a very important point. If you don't want to stand in line, you can go to our website and buy your tickets ahead of time.
Yeah, that's how you beat the line, guys. You get your tickets ahead of time. That's right. And they're available on the website here, themichiganglassproject.com. All right? Check it out.
I want to bring up a very important
Please.
point. So, as I spoke before about volunteers, if people have time, we need volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a volunteer-driven show. We have over 150 people step up and give us a hand, and we're very thankful for that. But in addition to volunteering, I forgot where I was going to go with this.
You need help.
Oh, we need help. I want to speak to our crew. Like everybody that touches the show is really somebody special. We have the best crew out there in the world. Allison is our director, and she's absolutely slaying it out there.
Allison Key.
Yeah,
right?
Allison Key. She's been putting in the time. It's really beautiful. Just banging around. He is our creative director. He does our website, all of our design. He's a busy guy. He's putting it all together, and that is absolutely incredible. I had mentioned Megan earlier doing the art direction. Mm-hmm. We've got Chris Hedman at 313 Glass. He's been doing the artist relations. I'm just really beside myself at the generosity of our team and the way we've all worked together so effortlessly and smoothly over all these years with no friction. It's really something, man.
Yeah, 10 years or plus?
Yeah, 13.
13. Most bands don't make it past 3 or 6 years before they break up. Like, look at the great ones like these Stones and that. You guys are on your way. This is a legacy you're building here, no doubt. And really giving back to the community. And truly, if you're here from the Mitten State, then you're not afraid to come down to the city. It's and I'll tell you what, you got to see this complex, the Russell Industrial. I'm glad it's still standing. I can only imagine it's in its glory days, but it houses so many artists. Not only the glass blowers from the Michigan Glass Project here, but there are woodworkers, there are metal artists, and you guys used to have an event there that was like an open house artist. To tell about that, cousin. I was lucky enough one time to be visiting, and cousin took me there.
Well, there used to be the People's Art Festival, and that was great. Like the alleyways between buildings was full of vendors. There's probably 200 vendors, live bands on both ends, and that sadly met its demise. And I'd like to see it come back. We're building a really good relationship with management now. They've had a change of hands with leadership, and they really like us. They like what we're doing, and I want to put a special thank you to the Russell Industrial Center for giving us a home and allowing us to be creatives in this space. It's been our port in a storm. It's allowed us to do this project. It's allowed us to grow as artists, and I can't thank Nico enough for giving us the space to do the show in.
He's been part of that building for a long, long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The space is crazy. It's like 2.2 million square feet.
2.2 million, not a joke. It really is that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was built in I believe like maybe 1907, and it was originally designed to be an electric car company, train cars.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
And it eventually, during the wars, it stamped out tank parts and airplane parts. And then, fast forward to Leona Helmsley owning it from 1970 to
Really?
1992.
Really?
And then she sold it, and it changed hands. Now Dennis Kucinich owns it, and he's a large property owner in the city. And he bought it for $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a steal.
What a steal.
Really, that is a big piece of real estate there in a very strategic area. Yeah, that's something else. Well, it's housing a lot of people. I know they were going to close it at one point as well, but you guys rallied, all the tenants rallied around and pushed back against the city, right? And got it to say A-OK to stay, right?
Yeah, that was a big save. We thought we were going to be out, and I was ready to chain myself to my torch. I'm gonna make bongs until they tear this building down around me.
There probably would have been more than just one of you doing that, right?
Yeah, I would have.
Setting it ablaze before you left. It looked like the Branch Davidian compound or something.
Funny thing, you can't burn the place down. It's made of asbestos.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, that's safe that way then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The fire department likes us there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They said they would rather have us there and in an industrial space that's made of brick and made for production,
right,
than any other kind of facility.
Someone's basement in their house. Right. Yeah. That's something else. Yeah, you guys have to come down, check out the Russell for yourself, and be a part of the Michigan Glass Project. Come see your cousin Nikolai. That's right. Well, I see you brought some totes here. What's going on? I see some cases.
I just bought a little bit of glass.
Yeah, why don't you, so you can take over, and we've plugged the Michigan Glass Project. We'll plug it again here at the end, but let's, I brought some show and tell too. I grew some smoke.
Hey,
I know you like to smoke, and this is what I grew out of my little tents back there. I didn't show you the tents yet, but that's, each plant is in different tents. So I call it like little different environments. Each plant is a little different. So that's I call it plant A. Neither is nor better nor less. They just have a little different terpene profile. And this one really has the cherry pie kush. This is a aqua by the legendary Michael Fang of the Genetic Designer. And it is a cross of the cherry pie kush breath, which mixed with the, wait for it, I can't remember. But anyways, you'll like.
Are they all the same?
It's the same strain, but they're grown in a little bit different environments. So
they smell different.
They do. Each seed, I didn't do a pheno hunt, so I'm not like taking the best. So I get seeds.
This one smells like cheese.
It's got a little bit more of the cheese in it, and it has a lot to do with the way it was grown. They're all grown in the same nutrients, and in cocoa. But they're just different environment, and each plant, like,
Wow, this is so distinctly different.
I just thought that was interesting. And, people that really grow genetic will tell you, yeah, each plant has its, some are stronger than the others. I pop 10 seeds and I take, some are male, some are female, and I take these, what I think is going to be the strongest or best. And, I only have area, but this is really smells like the cherry pie kush that everybody is know as.
That smells more cheese. This smells more like the cherry pie kush. And I can't put my nose on what that guy is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've grown this strain before, or a variation of it.
Yeah, well, the Michael's Mendo breath and the cherry pie kush breath is the backbone to a lot of genetics that are being crossed by a lot of people nowadays. But anyhow, we could smoke some of this if you want. I got this little apparatus.
Look at that thing.
Look at this. You ever seen one of these? I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? This is bring him. I saw this years ago, something like this. But this is this company, Fresh Tag, out of New York, because New York's coming on the scene with grind, right? And they send this to your cousin Nikolai. So I'll let you pick. You can pick which one you want out of there, which one you liked. I don't open it up again, but you decide. One I said you said they smelled like more of the cheese, I believe.
Yeah.
But you want to do that one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I like that.
I'll give you some of this to take with you too.
What a guy.
That's right. Yeah, they say the best weed is weed comes in Ziplocs, baggies.
Yeah.
It's true. Anyhow, I have to get that Ziploc.
I'm going to break out one piece to show you.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a very special piece.
Okay, let's go to behind the scenes. Drew's getting his stuff out right now, guys. Oh shit! Let me move. Mr. Pothead goes. Mr. Green. Let's get him out of here. Put him away. Oh, so this, have I seen this?
Oh yeah.
This is that collaboration, piece. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's like octopus. Oh,
this is one of my personal pieces.
It's beautiful, cousin.
Yeah, I just essentially.
Hold on, let me get to one. Yeah, and then I will do this for you too.
I'll look at you go.
Yeah, make sure
like
you
channel 4 down here, man.
Yeah, man. No, we must make sure we have top-down camera too, just in case. We get it. I need program engineer. I say that every time because I need to make sure the stuff is on and working.
Oh,
okay, there's you could hold it. I'll even put on a little light for you if I can. There it is. You can hold it up and it'll focus. If you go right up to the lens right there, there's the bowl pushers. So tell about it, cousin.
All right. So this piece right here was made by myself and my very good friend Jeremy Ross.
Let's go back to one.
Made it maybe 2019.
Okay.
And it's made with all gold and silver. Like I literally take metals, heat them up, it turns into a vapor and sticks to the glass. I then use more clear and trap it. And it changes color as it heats up throughout time. And it also changes color as you smoke out of it. Maybe not necessarily a water pipe, but the dry pieces, it's like painting white on a window and then giving it a black background. You can see it. It's not that it actually changes color. It's just the perception of the color changes.
And there's a technique that you're known for. That is this what you're speaking of? The technique that you just spoke of, right?
Yeah, we call that fuming.
Right, fuming. I didn't want to misspeak. The Forefathers glass, Steve Slack has been educating me on the heady glass. This is a beautiful piece there, cousin.
Thanks, man.
So this is a collaboration of how many of you?
Just Jeremy Ross and I.
Okay.
And we made it over the course of maybe 3 weeks, with this piece in particular, he would just ask me for more marbles. I would make a series of marbles and put them on his bench as we were doing this, and there was a big pile going, and eventually he started building, and then he wanted more marbles and more marbles and more marbles.
And what do you call this piece?
No, it is.
Does it have a name?
It's a floating recycler.
Okay.
A floating recycler. So the water, it gets pulled up into this cone, and it spins, and then it comes back down the drain into the bottom where it recirculates and comes back up. And this is what we call a recycler.
Wow. That is interesting, cousin.
Yeah. Our buddy Ham Brushland created this kind of style of piece long, long ago. and I always like giving him credit. I might be wrong. I don't know, but in my mind and heart, I feel like Ham was making the first recyclers a long time ago.
Well, if there's anybody to debate that, make sure you leave a comment below on the YouTube channel, and maybe I'll get back to you on
I'll
that.
wrestle him.
Yeah, I'll tag Drew in it and let you guys go to task, as they say. Yeah. Wow. So, how long did that take in your collaboration? I know you guys weren't working on it steadily through all the way through, but
maybe 6 months off and on.
ooh.
This was a back burner piece. Something that you just put in the kiln and work on a little bit here
Right.
and there, and as you go along, a lot of these nicer pieces take ages. It's just a lot of hours in assembly. It's a lot of hours in preparation, and then sometimes things go wrong, and you have to like take a marble off that cracked, or
Oh.
it's not a very happy medium. Glass can be turbulent.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It doesn't always want to cooperate. It has laws of science that govern it.
Right. I've seen some of those glass shows where they're in competition and they're blowing and doing all that. That is something else. And so this was something that was going to be put on market, or
Yeah, we had it available for a while, and then it didn't sell right away, and it stayed in the case and it was getting dusty, and I was like, you know what, we need to pull this bad boy out and put it to use.
Yeah. So it's just doing a traveling circuit.
Yeah, it's just it's my personal piece. So
Okay.
it's one of the nicer things that I've made with Jeremy in the past, and he's not blowing a ton of glass right now, and it's a constant reminder of a beautiful friendship I have with him.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You know?
Yeah, that is something special. I can see it in your eye, my friend.
You know what I like about these things too is I like the idea that we make sentimental objects. We make nostalgic items. Like a lot of people, like I wear pendants all the time, right?
Right.
And they become a piece of my identity.
They do.
They become a part of my costume or my uniform that people can identify me and who I'm about and what I look like, and they can judge me. And I give them this, I give them this token so that they can understand me without having to ask any questions. And if you're hip to it, you're hip to it. Like I can't tell you how many times I've been in public. I did this yesterday. I was at the Movement Festival, and a guy came by wearing a really nice pendant. It was like a very expensive piece, and I was like, "Dang, that's a nice Joe Peters pendant you got there, bud." And he's just like, "What? You know who made this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know the guy who made it." And what? You know Joe? Yes, yeah, he's a great guy. And it creates that connection between people that's almost immediate.
Yeah, it's well, it's very select. It's a very tight community. It's a community. Cannabis community is a unique community, and it was kind of like when you always were on the hunt or by yourself, and you would smell it in the air, and you're like, oh man, can I hit that with you, or do you happen? And if you're a cannabis man, they'd always share, would they not? Everywhere. It was like friend with weed, friend indeed. But yeah, the dependence and the symbolism and the yeah, that is very much a badge of honor. If
You
you would,
can spot your friends in the
yeah,
crowd.
yeah, no doubt. Your heady glass friends, right? Yeah,
The other thing about these glass pieces too is they offer a point of ceremony. A lot like tea. You sit down and you boil some hot water and you pour it into the vessel and you let it sit, and then you bring it to company and you share it.
right.
And it's just like unifying ceremony. And I really feel that glass, especially pipes, has that going for it. Like you sit down with your friends, you meticulously grind up this beautiful plant. You spend weeks and weeks and weeks,
Right.
procuring and taking care of, and and then the glass becomes the facilitator of all that energy, all that time, all that momentum that you put into this herb, and then you share it. You're like, look at the splendid packaging I have for you to use this through.
Yeah, it makes me want to take this away and put it away.
No,
Yeah,
that's also
it's a tool that has its place.
it is
Plus, I
also
don't mind if I drop it. I know I'm not. Oh boy, right? But
it's a center of ceremony.
it is. It's like it is the center of ceremony. It's the peace pipe, like in the like you look at all the well, I don't like the Hollywood movies, but my idea, the native indigenous people of our lands here that smoke the peace pipe. That's what I always imagine them. They're smoking the peace pipe with the white man, and trying to get them to get centered. Yeah. Anyhow, but let me hold on. Why don't you continue that conversation? Because I just realized I don't have my lighter, cousin. I'll have to make a. Do you happen to have one?
I might.
Well, I'm gonna try to steal it if you bring it out. You know how that goes. Well,
No.
then you would try to
Whoop.
steal mine.
Yeah, I didn't bring a lighter. How's everybody doing out there? How you feeling today? Thanks for tuning in, folks. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad. I'm really glad to know cousin Nikolai here. He's a light bringer.
Yeah, here I'll let you do the honor. Here we go. It should work. There it goes. There it goes. Let's not heat it up too much. It's working.
Look at that. That tastes great.
It's not so bad. I thought it'd be really harsh.
No.
You know, coming out of this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
It's a little auto bong.
It's party bong. Look, it's COVID friendly. Oh, it's... Oh, it works. It works. Hold on. Let's go. What's going on here? All right, we have Forefathers Guster. I'm going to check some comments here. Oh, look it. Make mess everywhere. That's good. We'll put more in there.
Yeah.
Just pack it up. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Yeah, so it is a ceremonial type thing, and I'm looking forward to coming out to the events and packing the peace pipe. Whoopsies.
Oh, man.
Good thing I have lots. I remember there was a time, cousin. Don't waste.
Well, that's when you're smoking reclaim, essentially.
Yeah. I tell you, well, just when I was younger, it was so hard to come by, you know? Hold on, let me...
Oh, yeah, it had to come all the way from Mexico, right?
Right, like you're packed in drive lines.
Yeah, putting a trash compactor all seated up. Oh, man, weed was the worst then.
Oh, but I was happy to have that.
Oh, hell yeah. Or hash, right?
You want another one? Sure, to let you do the honors. This is good. I checked the I forgot about Instagram and everything. I left everybody all alone out there.
Oh, man.
Holy mackerel.
Oh.
We had some comments. I'm Latino native and I celebrate with friends with flower all the time. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, cousin. I like to smoke and eat tacos afterwards. That's my favorite. It's my Mexican food. I could almost eat that every day. Hey, that reminds me, we were talking about food.
Yeah.
And how are you doing those most excellent? What's Drew eating now? I want to rip that idea off with you, but I would do it with you. That's so good. Oh my God, you got to get your friend to do that with you.
I do. I really, shout out.
That the best.
Megan Shaw, if you're listening, let's go. Let's get some food. Let's eat.
Yeah, I'll come with you for one or two, maybe.
That would be great.
At least one. And I know you guys, you're down there in the city of motors, and you're really connected to the restaurants and that. In fact, do you work at one?
Yep. I wait tables at Super Guile, Detroit.
What is it called?
Super Guile.
Super Guile.
Oh, it's great. It's so there's a neighborhood south of Berlin called Kreuzberg, and it's primarily Turkish, and they have a huge open air market lined with street food. And in these cafeterias is brightly colored and highly spiced dishes. And the menu there is like a love letter or a poem from Kreuzberg. And it is outstanding. Plus,
you say Berlin. I didn't even know there was a district or an area called Berlin in the city.
Berlin, Detroit.
Berlin, Detroit.
I mean, no. Berlin, Germany.
Berlin, yeah. That's what I thought. Well, okay, yeah. So in Berlin.
In Berlin, there's a large Turkish community. Like Hamtramck is Polish.
Okay. That's working.
It is working.
That just threw me off real quick. Okay, so here in the city, so how was it, tie that back into what you're? So what are you trying to say?
The restaurant I work at, the menu is based off this district.
Oh, there we go. There's the tie-in.
And it's also Two James Distillery, and they make booze there.
Oh, I know the place.
And the cocktail menu is so crazy elevated. Like everything is like a riff and filled with spice or fresh herbs, or like we make this one drink called Sailor's Ink, and it's a clarified milk punch. And what we do is we mix rum with milk and then spoil the milk, so to say, with lemon, and it creates curds and whey. And then the whey is the liquid that we pour through the curds repeatedly in a filter. and it pulls out any fat washes it, like fat washing whiskey, and it pulls out any colorant, any tannins, any heat, and it rounds off the alcohol beautifully. It makes it soft and
Wow.
like gives it a milk mouthfeel, but it's still clear because the lactose has been removed.
Did you hear that? That makes me want that right now.
Yeah, so we take that rum and then we make kind of a traditional daiquiri out of it. But they'll add ube for coloring, which is a purple potato or yam, and then cinnamon and like falernum and tiki spices, and they make this drink. And when it comes to the table, it's called Sailor's Ink because it looks like tattoo ink. It's this beautiful light blue color, and it has a fresh sprig of mint in it with 1 cube, and you'll drink it in like 3 seconds. It's so good.
Oh, sounds so yummy. It sounds like work of art. I would like to do some videoing of them making that and then me drinking it. And then me afterwards after I had 2 or 3 because I can't stop at just one if they're that yummy. Have you ever been to that place, the Oakland?
Oh yeah.
Right, so they make some most excellent drinks there. I had one, the $10 Bach or some $10 Bach. Oh boy, it's ginger. It had some whiskey. You know how they do it there. It's like magic potion.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anyhow, yeah, that's some sophisticated drinking, as they say. It's not just straight vodka.
You know, it is I've taken it back home, and you know, I make a cocktail for myself once a night. I'll make a nice drink, and it's really changed the way I live.
Yeah,
And the way I eat. Like I cook a lot of the food I from work, and you know, they do things a little differently than I do at home. And I cook more towards my taste, but man, fresh vegetables, you know, making food fresh on the spot, you know, using really quality ingredients, I think is all the key.
Yes.
And gardening, right?
Yes, that's what I want to get into more. Definitely is being able to harvest my own herbs. And it's everything I get from store is bad when I go for it. A lot of the time, it only lasts a day or two once you bring it home. And but yeah, to have out in your backyard to be able to. So you like cooking, obviously.
I love cooking.
Oh, I wish we were brothers. I'd be over every night.
Come to my house. I'll cook.
Look, I need to put on weight.
And you can have some of mine.
Yeah, right. I'll eat some of those portions you're taking for yourself. Well, that's great that you're really into it. I know about the Two James Distillery. I really like their labels of their bottles and their artisan whiskey maker here in the city, no doubt. There was a couple bottles of the Catcher's Rye.
Oh, Catcher's Rye is great.
Right. Yeah. A friend of mine had me ship that to him out of state. Oh, I just got in trouble.
Oh.
Wait, that was just for entertainment purposes only.
You
just
shipped
kidding.
The bottle to him, right?
Yeah, I drank it all first, of course. He wanted to make candle holders out of it or something for his cabin.
Because there's like a no felony rule, right?
Yeah, like you're not supposed to do that stuff, shipping alcohol and shit. Jesus.
Oh, they'll get you.
No, man, I'll have to delete this whole episode now. Don't want to incriminate myself. The Ender Swan is here on YouTube. He says, I stopped telling people that I'm Mexican Indian because they thought my house smelled like curry and what? Fabuloso. Fabuloso. I know that stuff.
Yeah. Does he use Magnifico to wash his clothes too?
Gosh, man. Yeah. That's great. Don't drink the Cosby Colada. It's a jello shot that tastes like codeine. Swan Guernica. Yeah.
I'm going to make that.
Do you know about that?
No.
Cosby Colada?
But I could see making a pina colada with some blackberry brandy, you know. What do they call it? Yeji? You ever drink the Yeji?
No, I don't even know of that.
Oh, see, I grew up German, and like we'd go skiing when I was a kid. My aunt would always bring blackberry brandy.
Oh, yes.
And it's Yeji or pear brandy.
Oh, okay, pear brandy. I didn't know that's what they call it. Yeji. That German? What is that?
I think it might be Polish.
Polish, Yeji.
But,
yeah.
You know, that whole part of the country kind of intermingles a little
Especially here in city, Hamtramck and Detroit. Like, uncles that, you know, all these uncles married the Greeks in my family. And that, they're sisters. They all married the Polish, the Italian, all of them. It's one big mix. Ukrainian, Russian, and then one Greek marries one of the the Russian Ukraine, my grandfather, and then you should see the parties we had there. Oh, the derogatory terms for each of their cultures came out. It was good. It was okay back then. Anyhow, especially when drinking. Oh, go on. I get sidetracked. I was just thinking of my the grandpapa or the uncle coming back from Hamtramck and drunk with monkeys. Yeah, he had a Reese monkey one time he brought back from Hamtramck. Grandmama did not like.
Man, that was popular back then. My dad was talking
Dude,
about having a monkey.
I think the circuses would just come to town and they would just make bets with these people. And I think somebody had a lion at one time. Neighbor had a cougar, a mountain lion, caged up for years down the street from cousin. I shit you not. You would hear it once in a while. And I asked cousin, how did he do that? He says, he's Italian. They're connected. They're connected. They can do what they want. Back then, this is back when anyhow. He's Italian, is what he said. That's not what he said, but anyhow. Right, so I'll go through the comments. Boy, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, a roofie joke. Oh, it's a roof. Oh, it's Bill Cosby. I was thinking of Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby.
Not to get confused with Bill Cosby. Oh, that's what he meant. I really thought Bing Crosby is, but he really meant Cosby. Oh, right, that guy.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Jeez, that's a nice voice you have there.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. So, well, this thing you're talking about doing with the food.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it.
It's June 22nd. Maybe we could do a food thing. Maybe we could meet up down there. Where we would meet up if we were to meet up and do one of these things. We'd love to have Megan, but if we had to do it ourselves, we could meet up and we could like do a little sesh in the car.
I have a map of places to eat in Detroit that slap. On my Instagram, I follow all these restaurants and I see one. Boop! I take the address, I plug it into a map. Next time I'm hungry, I pull up the map. Oh, I forgot about that place.
That's brilliant. This guy is truly a food connoisseur. Oh man, I would love to. I think that'd be a good segue into some new content for myself too, because everything on Cannabis is shadow banned here and flagged. It's terrible. I have to.
I'm gonna go back to telling jokes on my Instagram.
You should. I don't think anything's working. You probably get hired to do something too. And the food review shit is great. I'm crazy. Telling you, people need our help to expose their restaurants, especially in the city.
Yeah,
everybody's so scared of it. It's so great down there. That Riverwalk.
Hey,
we should smoke, eat, and go to the Riverwalk.
That'd be cool.
We should bring a takeout one time to the Riverwalk.
Yeah. I'll take you to more special places than the Riverwalk.
Yeah, I
got spots.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we could go to the aquarium and go into the basement.
Why don't we go on Drew tours of the city?
I thought that might be a good idea
something like cousin Nikolai on another Drew tour, but we make it like for you and me. That way, the content can be.
Yeah, we could do a couple different stops and get a bus and sell tickets.
Shit, I like where this is going.
Yeah. And then we'll like. See, I was thinking. All right, so
let's run.
Don't steal my idea.
No,
I got an idea.
To run with it. It's you're actually trademarking it on the show right now.
Well, hey, that's great.
Solidifying on show. That's right. Copyrighted right now.
I want to do a bike ride, and it's going to be called 10 Speeds and Terps, right? Dude. And at every stop, you sit down, you smoke, and do a dab or whatever. But the ride is like 2 hours long, but it's only 4 blocks.
So everybody could even walk it if they wanted to. If they have to walk their bike because they ate an edible instead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, that's a great idea. You should do it. I mean, there's I don't know what to tell you. There's so many great places. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should do that. I'll help you.
Yeah. I think it'd be great.
Like the slow. Remember they used to have the slow roll.
Oh man, I was there at the beginning of it. Being from Detroit and like. Here's another big shout out. I want to shout out Eastside John and Erno Guerrera. Ernie is killing it right now with the Movement Festival. These guys are our music directors, and they really bring the sound. Eastside programs all the DJs inside, and you can find both of them Monday nights at the Woodbridge Pub for slow jams. And this is my favorite night of all throughout history, throughout Detroit history. For 15 years, every Monday night, we've been gathering to listen to funk 45s, R&B, and soul that is all under 90 beats per minute.
Oh, really?
And it's the best DJs in the city that come together and hang out. It's just absolutely beautiful time. So if you're in Detroit and it's a Monday and you're like, what am I going to do with myself? Go down to the Woodbridge Pub. You'll see either J. Ross or me or Chris Hobbs or one of us hanging out.
Oh, I've got to check it out. I've been so recluse. I've been recluse for 4 years now, ever since coming. I need to get out and socialize, clean myself up. If you haven't noticed,
you look handsome.
Thank you. I very much say. I noticed you like double take when I come to the door. You're like, am I at the right place?
Yeah, is that his little brother?
Yeah, right. That's a good one. Yeah, so yeah, it's just in time, and then that way, when I go out and eat, I don't have all that stuff in my beard and mustache. I was pulling out flavors from God. I don't know. I was like, boy, that was a couple months ago.
And you're like, why are all these 70-year-old ladies hitting on me?
Yeah, man, I tell you now. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the rest of it off too. I just feel like I want to see my skin again. Yeah, at first when I went to after eating, I don't want to get into it too much, but that eating. I would eat alone like this because I would have to run to the bathroom right away. And it was a mess. And so first when I went like this the first time, I felt like, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but yeah, I felt something different there. And now I feel like I want to go all off, see what it like. I look at myself. Anyhow, I don't like it. I feel like I ruined the whole fucking beard and mustache. I hate it. I don't like it like this. That's why I get rid of it all now.
Well, you went from having a face for radio to having a face for TV.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's a backhanded compliment. I like that.
Yeah. You got better looking overnight.
Yeah, a face your mother could love. Only, right? That's what I used to tell my older brother. I could tell you're a stepchild by your forehead. That's why Mama loves you so much. She feels sorry for you. Oh, sorry. Anyhow, yeah. Oh, this is good smoke, huh?
Yeah, I like this. The old jazz cabbage.
Yeah. Anyhow, so what else do you have? What else? Do you got anything else?
Oh, I've got lots of stuff.
Do you? So what do you call this again?
It's a floating recycler.
Oh, we don't have a name for it.
That's right. I don't.
You don't name it like that.
So many of them.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
Once
That'd
you have 10
silly.
kids, you start
calling them Bob.
You start calling them products. You're like Aquanetta, Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the people that can afford them. I call them liability. Cost. Yeah. Anyhow, that's beautiful, guys. I should show. Yeah, you guys can see that? Yeah. Anyhow, let me read through some comments. Don't drink the Cosby Colada. It's a joke. Okay, we read that already. I need to scroll. Fruit trucks are awesome. Mama Nugs is here. What ladies love beer? What? Ladies love beards. Duh. Okay, I'll keep it. Thank you for the yes, for confirming. There's only one of you on this. Oh, fuck, look at that. These are sexy.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, I like that one. That's a little bubbler. Wow, the fuming. Yeah, so it's my understanding from the Forefathers glass that Drew Kups is very, very well known for his fuming. In fact, he's, I don't know if it's okay to say, but he's up there. And he won't say it because, most artists should be modest. And but it's my understanding your fuming technique precedes you.
There's better out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, of course.
Yeah, there's always somebody who's better at it.
But that's beautiful nonetheless. Oh, look at that one.
So this is a 10 millimeter mini tube. I made this with loose cannon glass.
What's that mean? Loose cannon glass.
It's his Instagram handle.
Oh.
And I work a lot collaboratively, with doing the project and whatnot. I come into contact with a lot of artists, and I do a lot of asking. I do a lot of requests from people like, hey, could you come to this party and leave us with several $1,000 worth of glass, or like, hey, could you fly in from out of state and do this thing? I ask a lot of people. So I think a way for me to give back is to work with other artists, and I really enjoy that. And it helps kind of create a connection with people, you know, when you make things.
Right. Absolutely. It's a bond.
Yeah, yeah. So I like to work with other artists, and this piece is available.
Looky, looky,
Mm-hmm.
looky,
Look at
guys.
that.
Right here. Here, let me give you a top down.
Mm.
Right there. There it is, guys. Top down.
Yep, 10 millimeter little bong buddy,
I
and
like that one. That's just a good little travel one, but it's so fancy. I'd not want to travel with it.
yeah, Benny made that. He's from Grand Rapids. He makes really nice work. I made the fuming, and then he shaped it out. And this guy is made by Dabson Glass.
Oh, let's go back
Mhm.
to one. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
One. Let me give you a top down. Hold on. Wait for it.
Wait,
There
oh
it is,
yeah,
there
look
it
at that.
is.
And what I like about it is this marble was carved
Oops.
by his girlfriend Bunny's glass, and it's like faceted, and it's got all these angles and cuts on it. It
Oh,
came
that's
out really
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah. I like the little
Dabson
pink
Glass.
at the top.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nice.
And so this piece right here is going for how much? Are we auctioning? Or what is this?
No, I
This
have it up for
bids?
sale for 500, but
Okay.
like most artists probably would take
Well,
less.
the price is we're asking list price is $500.
Yeah.
You buy 2, 3, you get discount.
Yeah, we can talk.
Buy in bulk, you get discount.
Yeah. This guy I made with my good friend Alex Vicnair.
Oh, very nice.
And I'd like to bring up Alex because he's been working glass for a
Okay.
really long time here in Michigan, and
Nice.
he's a triple OG and a good friend, and he's been very
Wow,
generous
that's
to the
pretty.
project in the past. And everybody knows and loves Alex. He's taught a lot of people in Michigan how to blow glass.
Wow.
And
Very nice.
We love the Vicnair. I love his whole family.
Oh.
I've stayed out at his house a bunch, and his wife and kids are great.
Wow, that's another piece. So, how much?
You know, I don't have it marked.
Okay.
So, I'd probably say 750 to 1,000.
Okay. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. And this dry guy we'd probably do for like 250, $300.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
You know,
These are luxury items. You know?
they are. They would be sitting on the mantle for sure, just waiting to be used for the special opportunities to bond with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And over the pipe, yeah, it's something else, no doubt. Forefathers, he travels with one piece that he brings out. It's a very nice dry piece, and as soon as he pulls it out, you want to hold it, you want to ask about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mystery, it's just like, wow, this is, at first you're like, what is it? If the unknowing would be like, wow, what is this?
If I were to guess, I would say
if you put a flower in that, grandmama would think this is beautiful.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you could put a big flower there, a little one there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Because
that's
that's where you put
so
the water in.
right, just so unique. They're just so exquisite. It's very nice.
If I were to guess, that forefathers genetics piece is probably an Eric Anders.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you. It's right here. Let's go to it. Where is it? Oh, it's not on here, but yeah, here's some of his collection. Here's Eric's stuff right there. I really like his pendants.
Yeah.
The 45 thing.
That's really cool.
It's exquisite like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my favorites. I love that piece. Yeah, then I look at these from DW.
Jeez, oh pizza.
Fuck man, look at this one. I love this one. Look at that. It's just exquisite. But yeah, and then go back, and I really like this one. The colors.
Oh yeah.
And then just simply there's so many of them. Steve has it. Look at this collection. I mean, he's holding all these, and he gives money. He'll reach out to some of the artists and lay the money on them and create me something.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think he's doing something special in the glass community with his little curated collection. I really like this one. I told him to hold this for me.
Oh yeah.
I got it on
Is that
label.
a blossom piece?
It's blossom. Yeah, see, your stuff. I don't even know. I'm so ignorant.
No, no.
I've got to start somewhere, though, cousin.
Yeah, I honestly, I've run into these people at trade shows and events throughout my lifetime.
And you recognize their work.
And,
Wow, it's amazing.
yeah, it's really great. I feel like these glass blowers are like Pokemon to me, right? Like I gotta
I was
collect them all.
showing
I
you.
gotta meet them all. Like if you blow glass and we haven't met, give me a call.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You should come out to the glass project, guys. Yeah, I was not even showing everybody that. But yeah, the Eric Anders, let's go back. So yeah, if you'd like to get, what do they do if they would like to get at one of these pieces? They reach out on to you at Instagram, Bull
Yep.
Pusher.
Instagram at Bull Pusher. You can find me there all the time. I'm pretty quick to respond to the DMs. And I also do, on occasion, if it's in my wheelhouse, I like to do custom work for people.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna go blow an elephant, but I do fume work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. That's
Mm-hmm.
good to know
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I would like to commission you soon enough, as soon as I get big sponsorship for the Heady Glass segments for the live stream. That's what I did some growing with some guys, and I learned a lot the last 4 years, and some things are coming to an end here. And I would like to maybe start getting into this thing they call Heady Glass and educating myself and others that are following me into this world. So I think I will try to do a little bit more stuff with you, Drew, in the future
Down,
if
man.
you'll have me for
Oh
sure.
man, I love you, cuz.
But if you like, I know you're gonna. There's something coming out where is it before? It didn't. Isn't it right before the Glass Project where you're teaching
Yeah,
intermediate class or something? Let's talk about that real quick.
yeah. If you well, I'm June 1st. I'm teaching a class called Wizard School Dropouts. Um, it's basically I have a syllabus full of information, and from top to bottom I cover things, and it's intended on leveling up guys who got a year or two on the torch or more, who really want to spice up their work. I teach a bunch of different marble tacks, a bunch of different tubing prep tacks, assembly tips and tricks, and working with color, fixing cracks, all the whole thing. I've been teaching glass for a very long time. I used to teach up at the Flint Institute of Arts, and that's
Okay.
where I really fell in love with showing people how to blow glass. And if you want to learn how to blow glass too, I would highly suggest getting at FIA Glassworks. They teach all kinds of glass up there.
That's Flint Institute
Mm-hmm.
of Glass.
Yep, Flint Institute of Arts.
Okay, Flint Institute of Arts.
So this class will be on the first is $400, and it's a 10-hour class. I buy some lunch, we hang out, talk theory.
Okay, this is at the Russell.
Yep, this is at the Russell.
Okay, and how do they get a hold of you?
The
It's through the Bull Pusher.
through Bull Pusher, man.
Yeah, all through Bull Pusher.
Mm-hmm.
Hit them up, guys. And this is June 1st. That's coming up. Like, what is that? Next weekend?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is next
right.
weekend.
Yeah. Okay. What happened?
I don't know, man.
Maybe bad connection down here. Maybe you're not getting good connection. I'll read some of the comments. We have, let me get into it. Here we have Enderswan, amazing glass pieces. Thanks for sharing. I'm Enderswan on YouTube. Okay, cousin. And thank you, Enderswan, for joining on YouTube. Mama Nugs, shake on it. Okay, my dear. Stunning work, they say. Epic collabs and amazing work, Drew. That's from Forefathers. He's really sticking with me here on the live streams. I have a lot of incredible amount of money operating the store and feel great about it. Love all of the glass blowers in the community. He really does, man. I had him on, and he was really educating me and everybody that was watching just a little bit about the techniques and these different artists and what they go through.
Man, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, this is yeah. Let's talk about just how, like, when it was really the glass. Let's go back to the Operation Pipe Dreams. Talk about that real quick. Let's we need a little bit more. I don't want to send you home now, but yeah, I wanted. So that took place in what, 2000? Was it
2006?
2006, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was the Operation Pipe Dreams where they came. Go ahead, you know better than me.
Man, that scoundrel John Ashcroft.
Oh,
Department of Justice got a wild hair up their butt about glass pipes. and they wanted to make an example, and they thought they had a really good idea. They're like, let's bust the most high profile stoner we can find and put him in jail for making art bongs. And they made a point of it to put a sting on Mr. Chong,
Mm.
and the FBI planted operatives inside of his son's warehouse. His son owned the business, and they sent pieces out to Pennsylvania or Iowa, I believe. Just they sent bongs in the mail from California to say Iowa, and that's what got him in hot water.
You're not supposed to send, you could only send to certain states?
Well, yes, certain states were certain states it was more or less allowed or decriminalized or kind of ignored. It is federally illegal to manufacture narcotic paraphernalia.
Oh.
I know, right?
Still to this day.
I think still to this day.
Yeah.
But I think the definition of narcotic paraphernalia has been changing.
Okay.
You know, and you remember back in the day, you couldn't say bong in a head shop.
Right.
You had to be like, oh, this water pipe. Like, what is that? So what John Ashcroft did is he put out a sting on a couple thousand head shops across the country, collapsed the industry for 6 months. People were shutting down their stores out of fear, and they arrested Tommy Chong and made a case out of him. And then things got real quiet for a while. People were afraid. Now, in my mind, I consider arresting somebody for making a bong. That's an art crime. That's a crime of art. There's nothing but intent. Like you can manufacture bullets, but you won't get charged for murder.
Mm.
But if you make a bong, that's a different story.
Right. Yeah. That makes it real simple.
Yeah. Cut and dry case there for the boys.
Right.
And it pushed us further underground. We were already kind of an underground, a thing. I want to say maybe underground art movement. And then that pushed us further underground, and that's where like a lot of guys started using pseudonames like graffiti writers, like Salt,
Right.
Banjo,
Mm.
Ease, Gasp, all these 4-letter, 5-letter catchy names to conceal their identities because they could be arrested for making bongs.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where you live, I've been going to shows for a long time, and on a number of occasions, out in a parking lot or on my way to a show, I've been detained by police and had my glass confiscated.
Really?
Yep. Geauga County, Ohio had got me for maybe 3 cases of glass. I'm back in the day, I was very, very clear with anybody in my car or cars I rode in that I request that we ride clean. No riding dirty, no weed in your pockets.
Yeah.
If you have anything, it's in the trunk. The cops can't pop the trunk without you popping it.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, he thought he was smart. We're going through Ohio in this clown car. He had like a taillight out, his license plate in the back window. And my buddy was rolling a cigarette at this gas station, and somebody called it in.
Mm-hmm.
They thought we were rolling a joint, and we get pulled over, pulled out of the car. They mistake me for the driver, and they tell me to pop the trunk. We had like LSD and mushrooms and hash and everything because this kid was an idiot. And pop the trunk. They get all of our stuff. They arrest him for the drugs. They don't find the LSD. They don't find the hash. They just find the mushrooms. And they let me and my friend go. And we were somewhere in Ohio, and a friend of ours was still at the festival, and we called him, and he came and picked us up, took us back to the festival. And lo and behold, that's where I met Donna Godshaw from the Grateful Dead. And we became friends with her son Zion, and like it started a whole beautiful friendship. So out of this really messy situation came something really beautiful.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, but that's where Geauga County got my glass, and I never got it back.
Oh, and they took it.
They took it.
Oh man,
they're happy about it.
Oh yeah, breaking it in the parking lot when they got back. Wow, and that was the case for a lot of people. It went underground, but And then it started to be a resurgence.
Yeah, with Instagram auctions, it really seemed that that's what
Oh,
really picked it up, made it hype.
okay.
People putting these pieces up, and that's when kind of Heady Glass took off. That's when the value became apparent. They're like hippie savings bonds, or they'd be used
That's what I wanted you to get into. Yeah, get into that.
like they'd be exchanged for goods and services. You
Right. Right.
and instead of having to wire cash, you could just send a heady piece in the mail, and that became a lot. It became a main staple of business. And
Store of value.
yep, and that's how it all rose up, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating.
Yeah, well, like fine art pieces.
Yeah.
In the sophisticated art world of the Mona Lisas and the Rembrandts and that, the store of value, no doubt. Right. And yeah, that was quite a big part of it. I know that people really have some prized collections, and but just like everything, things have kind of had a downturn in for the glass community as well as because of course it's tied to the cannabis community, and all of us, whether you're growing, blowing, smoking, or creating content in the cannabis industry, it's really taking a change here.
I feel like there's a division of classes going on in our economy.
Ooh, this is not just in the cannabis community.
Mm.
This is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say you're right because cousin works in photography and video commercial, which is advertising world, and yeah, in automotive, and it doesn't get much bigger than that in advertising, the automotive companies, and yeah, there is a big change.
Mm-hmm.
Things are drying up all over, and
All the money's getting pushed towards the top.
it is
There's
sucked out.
there's no
There's a vacuum.
redistribution of wealth.
No. Yeah, what are we going to do with the housing crisis and all that stuff? They're talking about these people. Nobody will be able to. The younger generation will not be able to afford to buy anything, and we'd be paying exorbitant amounts for rent. Um, yeah, it's something. Yeah, I think it's a real thing. I know we don't like to talk about it, but there's wars going on in the world. These warmongers, these I like to call them the smarty pants of the world. Where are the thinkers? These are the people. These are the smart ones.
These are the brightest we
These
have.
are these are the best we've got, and they're just keep poking each other. Let's just keep poking around and ruining everybody because of this. It's yeah, we have generations of displaced people. It's terrible. I thought we were evolving as a species. Um, but yeah, save money and invest in the artist in your community. Keep your money in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Farmers market. If you have an auto mechanic, you work. Yeah, stay here. I'm here in Disco, Michigan. I tried to keep all my money here in Disco, Michigan. The restaurants, the auto mechanic, everything. Where I rely on the communities, and it's you can see that in smaller communities. They really do help each other out, like you spoke of in Eugene. The farmers market. There's not a lot of farmers markets here in the state of Michigan. Is there anything in Detroit that
Oh
takes?
my God, there's the Eastern market.
Oh yeah, duh. Right,
And
the
then
biggest Eastern market.
Yeah, and then they have the Shane Market, and then the Royal Oak Farmer Market, and then there's this really nice neighborhood, Rosemont Grandale, and they have a nice, really beautiful urban farmers market.
See, this is all in the city, guys. This is in the metro part. This is south of the burbs where I'm at. And I speak because I'm stuck here in the burbs. I want to travel across. You said 8 Mile.
Yeah.
You made it cross. I made it north of 8 Mile. I was
Yeah.
like, well, no, actually, you made it. You made it all the way to Haller Road, M59. You made it across there. I never make it south of M59. I hardly leave my areas. Everything is here. I have everything. We have roller skating rink. We have bowling. There's like one of them malls that have like all that trendy stuff that all the cool kids like. What more do you need? I have Miter. I can get groceries and underwear all at one place.
My
like
buddy's
Miter.
family owns that roller rink.
Really?
If you ever want to do an event there, that
The
might
rink?
be fun. Yeah.
Here in Disco?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if they'd let the do. Yeah, this is Shelby. They will not let. It's like Grosse Point. The Shelby will not let that.
It's
How
so
do you?
far off the road.
Could you do an event, but could it be cannabis related?
Let me ask him.
Like responsibly,
Yeah.
nothing stupid.
No.
We should do that.
We should.
We should do some fun things.
I've got DJs. I got a roller
food
rink.
trucks.
Oh, food truck, no
Fuck yeah,
problem.
let's do this.
That'd be
There's a
great.
roller rink,
Yeah.
music. Yeah, I mean you could.
Again on like
It's
Tuesday
not-
nights.
We should get a permit. I would imagine the police, if you do things right, they would let you smoke if there was designated area like you're supposed to do. Fucking, you know what? As soon as it's cannabis, it has to have that metric guy with the license for events.
You know,
I hate that.
Oh.
It's bureaucracy. That means like it's right there. There's $1,000 just for that guy. Oh, did you hear that? I need to get to a restaurant.
You got a microphone in your belly?
I tell you, I need some corned beef hash and eggs poached. You know any places down in the city that do good corned beef hash? But yeah, back to the roller rink. We should expand upon this. There's one other thing you brought up a while ago. I missed it too. It was the where do you guys all get together? We're not supposed to. It's like invite only.
Oh, the old-timey
Friday.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Old-timey Friday's great.
Old-timey Friday. Listen to this one, guys. This is great. I missed it. Damn it.
So, what really brought us together was the studio, as artists. And what really kind of helped bring the community out was Old-timey Friday. And it all started because, Jay Ross and I are sitting there straight out of weed. We're at the Russell. Everybody we call is dry. We're like, you know what? We're going to have a party.
This is back in the day.
We're going to get stoned. And, we raised the flag. We put the smoke signal up. And we gathered the troops. And once a month, we would meet on the last Friday of the month and sesh. And it was open to artists, hash makers, growers, connoisseurs, collectors. Anybody who had an interest or a friendship with us, even if we didn't know you, you're like, come on down.
You like smoking? You want to hang out? Yeah.
And it grew, and eventually it got kind of out of control.
Really?
Well, you start inviting a bunch of growers and hash makers, and they like to bring pounds of weed.
It became a real thing, a real trap event.
Yeah, and that's not what we were trying to do.
No.
So like we've slowed them down, and now they're more curated, and now they're more invite only.
Right.
We don't want.
You had one just about a couple months ago.
Yeah, about 2 months ago. We'll probably have another Old Timey Friday before the project.
I hope you do.
We'll warm up, maybe bust out the grill.
Yeah.
Maybe cook on the lathe. I don't know.
Cook on the lathe.
Yeah, we've got this glass lathe that holds the glass with jaws and turns it, and you can pack it full of sausages and seafood. And then put a torch on it.
That'd be cool. This sounds like most excellent content to me. This is going to be real stony.
Oh yeah. Action Bronson did that with the Mothership glass. They did a little cookout at the studio on the lathe. I thought it was great.
Nice.
It was a F blank CK. That's delicious episode.
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Excellent, cousin. We're covering everything.
Yeah, the Old Timey Fridays are nice. It's just a feel good time. A couple hours, rub elbows, say hello, and it gives people who follow me on Instagram or friends I don't see that often a chance to come down and make myself available to people. And that's really helpful when you're trying to do things because everybody's got an idea, and if you have an idea, hit me up. I love ideas. That's how money's made. Yeah,
it's true. You're one idea or one relationship away from your next $1 million, guys, or your first. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I had this idea. We meet, and finally you're here. And then we come up with another idea, this food thing. Bring back its what is it? What's Drew eating now?
Yeah, what's Drew eating now? Let me tell you the story about what's Drew eating.
Yeah, get into it.
This is a really wild one.
Again, with Sparky Spark.
Yeah, let's go. So again with the J Ross, right? He's such a good friend, and he's also a very good prankster. And what he did was he filmed me eating, and I have to admit I eat weird shit all the time, or I eat it in a weird fashion. Like I'll have glass chopsticks and eat ravioli, or I made myself a glass fork, or I just would just be like I'll smash a sandwich so fast because I got stuff to do, patter. So he records me for 6 months. eating and builds up all this footage, and he does an Instagram called What's Drew Eating, and he blocks all of my accounts from it so that I can't see it, and just starts posting this content of me eating with the silliest captions and voiceovers, like a Lorne Green, wild animal documentary about lions,
Oh my God,
and
this is brilliant.
it gained like 2,000 followers, and I didn't know about this for almost a year. I had no clue until one day somebody's like, "Hey, Drew, how do you feel about a sandwich right now?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want a sandwich."
Fuck, yeah, who doesn't?
Bring it over. And then it gave me the sandwich, and they started instantly filming. And then I immediately went to J. Ross. I'm like, "What's up with this? Why are people filming me eating, dude?" I went to a trade show, and not just one person.
Oh, just random people would start doing this.
Yeah, like dozens of people were offering me food and filming me, and I was just like, what's going on?
Fuck.
And finally, he cracked, and he's like, "Oh, I got to show you this." And it was comedy genius.
It is.
It's so prankstery. I love it. I mean, part of me was deeply hurt and felt betrayed.
No.
Oh,
Were you a little mad?
not even mad.
No.
Because then he wins, right? If I'm mad.
Oh.
and that's when I didn't start this, but I'll run with it. That's when the J. Ross Smokes Mids campaign started. Which, if you're listening and you want a T-shirt, I may do a drop at the Michigan Glass Project if it's popular enough.
Yeah, dude, you got to do that. So you would film him always smoking?
Oh, that's what I should do.
So it's just a shirt idea.
Yeah,
it's just a bag on him.
Well, somebody made 10,000 stickers and has been slapping them all over the Russell and wherever he works and lives in his neighborhood.
J. Smokes Mids.
J. Ross Smokes Mids, yeah. And you'll see him out there in the city.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you what, these guys, the city is. I've known about it, but yeah, you guys really are a true artist community down there, and it's for many years now. And there's a big batch of them, a bunch of them. There's a tribe. It's not even. It's like it's bigger than a tribe.
It's a movement. We call it the insurmountable movement.
It is.
Yeah, that's where an immovable object meets. Was it an immovable object meets an unstoppable force?
It really is. It's grown. I tell you what, from the Belle Isle Aquarium to where you guys are at now, and now that we're unlocked again and you're doing it, I can. And so you had one last year. It was a big turnout.
Big turnout. We had about 4,000 or 5,000 people come out.
Wow.
And we're doing some media partnerships this year. We'll be on the news. We'll be on Channel 4 a couple times throughout the week. They'll be broadcasting live. We're putting a lot of effort into marketing this year, and hopefully it pays off. We're trying to broaden our horizons outside of the glass community, outside of the stoner community, and into all artists, like the painters. You look at our list of painters this year, and it's the best show in Detroit all year, just based on the painters alone.
Wow. Yeah, you have to check it out. I can't wait. Let me get to it. Wait for it. It's June 21st, 2nd, and 23rd, guys. Coming up, Glass Music and Arts Festival. That's right. I'm saving this one on YouTube for sure. That's for sure. All right. Let me go through it real quick, Drew, and ask anybody, see if there's any questions. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Drew here? Let me, teamwork makes the dream work, Mama Nugs. Paint along would also be dope. A paint along.
Oh, paint along. I was thinking paint by number, like a big public one.
Yeah, need to do a professional paint by number for your cousin Nikolai. I could not do it on my own. Like I could paint some numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like a really big one, and you hand out little things to paint with a number on it. Hey, go to town there.
That would be rad.
Yeah.
Somebody should do that.
I think we're going to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've been working on it. We got ideas.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
We got ideas.
A bunch of stoners, man.
That's all we do. We're
yeah, give it to a stoner. He'll figure it out. Yeah, what the fuck? Look at these glass piece he did that. The first one he showed. Jeez, oh, Pete. That's a good idea. Let me get back to Instagram and check the content there. All that sounds good, making me hungry. Oh, Robert Root has joined. Hello, cousin. We've got, a bunch of people joined. The Ripe Herb. Yeah, Swan Guernica. Yep. think you good. The video is better on YouTube. Okay, it's true. Well, there you have it. All right. Well, I think that brings us to an end. We don't have to do a full 2 hours because I have something else set up for you outside.
Oh yeah.
I'll be taking your portrait here, professional style, pseudo-professional style. Yeah, it's true. I'll show you studio here in a minute. I got it all set up for you. All right, I just asked them to make sure there's nobody that wants to ask any questions. Comics after bong rips. Paint along comics after bong rips.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that would be a good one. For sure, a comedy show with weed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good idea.
Man, I wish they would iron out this consumption lounge plans in Michigan. That would be such a great business.
Yeah, it really would if they did it right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let you have food.
No.
So stupid.
And all the smoke has to be in a ventilated, contained room. I mean, I understand that for the sake of the employees.
Definitely, I think you can't have smoke boxes.
And what happens next is ice. Like ice is the real big. It's like the crossover from drinks into food. You know, you start producing ice. That's a service. Health food, or what am I thinking? The health department steps in and heavily regulates when you start making ice.
What?
Yeah, it's like food service is tricky.
Right. So when you have ice, because it can be put into different. So they're tracked.
It's a vector for contaminants.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Wow. So that's probably why they got all kinds of rules we don't think about.
I wrote a really nice business plan. If anybody out there wants to open a social consumption lounge, get at me. I got tons of ideas.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Should do it in the city now.
Mm-hmm.
Get going, man.
Yeah, and have it right next to your dispensary, right? So you can walk over, buy whatever you need, come back, do the thing. And I really think the lounge is in support of a dispensary. You know,
yeah,
it's not a standalone business concept.
No.
But it's for marketing.
I think BDT's smoke shops, they have a cannabis license, and I believe they're doing a consumption lounge.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to. I don't know if that's where that's at, but yeah, be interesting. That's a tough little area where they're at, though. That's not.
Yeah, it's not a destination.
No, it's not. It's just a drive past.
But the spot itself is beautiful, and I think they're releasing flowers soon.
Are they?
Yeah, which should be really good. And it's an all-female grow, which I really appreciate too.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're a staple of the cannabis community, BDTs.
They've been big supporters of the project from day one, and of us as artists. Like they've been buying glass from me for over 20 years.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, they really are. BDT Smoke Shop, Hazel Park, Michigan, the original, guys.
Yeah, shout out to Curtis Core.
Yeah. Shout out, cousins. All right. Anybody any questions? If not, we're going to wrap things up here. That's right. Okay. Well, there you have it. Let's wrap it up and move on. Okay. Well, here you go. All right, guys. I want to thank the Rockstead Band here out of Cincinnati, Ohio. That's right, guys. They let me use their music for the show. I want to thank Cannabis cousin Drew Kups here from the Michigan Glass Project. Urban Pheasant Glass, guys. All right, get ready. Check it out. I want to see all of you out there. Come see us, guys. The Michigan Glass Project. And get ready for some food videos. That's right, some foodie videos. All right, guys. As usual, if you like what Cousin Nikolai is doing, big thumbs up. Comment below. Let us know you're out there. All right, guys, stay tuned for more. Bye for now. All right, it's a good one. Oh, we did it, cousin. We finally made it happen. All right. Everybody stops and stares.